couple things that I always remind them is, number one, they're in a hurry. They think that it's a double play ball. They change their mechanics. They all of a sudden now try to be quicker than they really are. They need to remember to stay under control. If it's a double play ball, it'll turn itself. That being said, what that means is if the ball's hit hard enough and you have the right runner, it's a double play ball. Don't try to invent something. Don't try to be quicker than you are and do something you're not capable of, because it's gonna lead to bad things, especially for a youth player. It is for a big leaguer. But a youth player, make sure nothing changes. He gets in a good fundamentally sound ground ball position, catches the ball first. On the double play, the biggest problems that young guys have is they'll field the baseball, come up, and then they feed the ball, as opposed to right where they filled it, giving their feed right from that spot. So they stay low and athletic, and their toss becomes firm. But that's a lot of the problems. Kids try to do too much. They forget how much time they have, that especially younger kids, depending on what bases, when they first get to the 90-foot bases and 60-foot, I mean, they've got to understand who their runners are, stay in rhythm. If they do what they're supposed to do and it's not a double play ball, they didn't do anything wrong. But they try to invent things and be quicker than they are, or quicker than the game will allow them to be. That's when troubles occur. The receiver who's receiving, I always tell them, anticipate a bad feed. You think about, hey, if I'm the shortstop and that ball's coming from second, in my mind, bend my knees, anticipate a bad feed. Now I get a good feed, perfect, piece of cake. But now I've got my knees bent, I get a bad feed, I'm gonna catch the baseball. What I've got to understand as the receiver is, if I get a bad feed, the truth is that double play's probably over now. My priority now is just make sure I catch the ball to get an out. A kid gets a bad feed and he tries to be too quick, he ends up dropping the ball and everybody's safe. That's why I talk so much about getting out first, one out at a time. One thing I do know is if you don't get the first out, you sure can't get two outs. So they've got to stay in rhythm, and that's why I go back to, if it's a double play ball, it'll turn itself. Because if it's not supposed to be made, it's not going to be made. It's okay, it's not your fault. Just take what the game gives you. So understanding that one out at a time, anticipate a bad feed, adjust to the bad feed. I get a good feed, I don't need to think about it. But it's that guy that thinks, oh, my second baseman's really good, he always gives me good feeds. Anticipate, nonchalant, it's going to be up here. Then they get a bad feed and they're not able to get an out. So hey, it's sort of basically, hey, expect the worst, anything else is gravy. You know, so it's just one of those things, slowing the game down, one out at a time, playing catch, staying in rhythm with who you are. You know, there's not a coach around that wouldn't rather have the dependable infielder as opposed to the guy that makes tremendous plays but can't make routine plays. Baseball is a game of making routine plays. We all want somebody who's dependable, that we can trust, that'll make all the routine plays.